What's up, guys? Bo here. Take a ride with me. About my 5th episode. I want to say thanks for joining me on this little journey to drop 50 pounds by my 50th birthday in April. And I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet today. So we got some video to show you of some different places I went. So first thing, beginning of the week, went on a ride out into the hills. Had a good time out there with the windmills, the big old windmills that we got here that were installed back in the early 80s. And then they've changed them to these gigantic propellers so that they don't kill wildlife. A lot of birds, a lot of eagles and hawks were being killed on the smaller windmills. So they changed them to these gigantic blade ones. So we're gonna roll through the hills to the wind farms in Livermore at the Altamont Pass. Talk quickly about the Altamont and some historic concerts that were out there, namely one with the Rolling Stones back in the late 60s. And we're going to also take you on what I call Little Tuscany, out to see my goat friends, visit them for a few minutes, and on a ride where it was super, super windy, and I got a flat on that ride. I have a million of these things that if I could just get around to getting a patch. And yeah, I know the newer guys, all the old school guys are still using these. The new guys use tubeless. I don't have money for that stuff. I still have an old racing bike. Good old Bernardino sitting right here. Wanted to talk about my cheats this week and things that happened that just kind of get in the way of eating good. I think I ate good most of the week, but we had a birthday. I couldn't pass up some German chocolate cake. Keeping it real. I had some. I had a piece. Took my mom to a doctor's appointment, and there was a really good pizza place right around the corner called Tony's Pizza in Walnut Creek. This guy is a world famous pizza chef that wins competitions in Italy and Europe and Portugal, all over the place. So we went and had a slice of pie from Tony's in Walnut Creek. Then my good buddy Kevin came to visit from Hawaii, and so hey, had to have a few beers. We went out to one of those places here in town where you get this little wristband, kind of a electronic device on it. You put your hand up against the tap. It turns the light green. You pull the tap and you get your beer, and it knows how many ounces you poured, and you pay by the ounce. So cool place here in our town of Livermore. And then the other cheat, again with my friend last night that's visiting, we had some pizza and some more beer. Well, we went and watched my bandmate Johan's other band, Diego's Umbrella, rock and roll downtown. So there's all that, and I think that's going to be it. So let's just roll the film, and at the end we will do our weekly weigh-in. Here we go. Heading out on a ride on a Monday. All of a sudden felt like it was a little bit mushy back on the back end of my wheel. And flat. Sucks. Big old piece of glass right there. Flag. Some serious gusts. I'm sure my friends at Maui Cyclery are going, yeah, whatever, dude. You haven't seen nothing like our trade winds. Hold my beer. this is where we have some huge ass windmills. There you go. These windmills are ginormous. So you run into some cool people sometimes. I was fixing out my GoPro. I had a problem with the GoPro, and the SD card was not working right, so I had to change out the GoPro's SD card, and I dropped it amongst a bunch of dirt and gravel, and this cyclist named John came by and actually stopped to see if I was okay, and I said, oh yeah, no problem, I just dropped it, something I'm looking for. And he actually stopped his bike ride to help me look for an SD card. So super cool. Once in a while you run into some cool people out on the road. Saturday traffic, that's looking out towards the Central Valley. This is what's called the Altamont. Back in the 60s, the Rolling Stones played the famous, infamous Altamont concert. That was basically over on the other side of these hills at a racetrack. I'm out amongst the vineyards today. Maybe we'll go see my goat friends and cruise around. Maybe I'll show you guys some of the wineries that we have in our Livermore Valley area. It's really exploded over the last 20 years. So I know a lot of you out there, maybe you're familiar with Wente. That's the big one. There's a lot of our vineyards and hills remind a lot of people of Tuscany in the obviously in the Italian wine growing region. So hopefully I get to go see the real Tuscany someday. But still a pretty cool view. Beautiful fall day today, super comfortable weather. Wind's a little bit strong out of the east versus normally out of the west. And the last 2 or 3 years, we've had some really bad fires in the Northern California area, in Santa Rosa, and then up near Paradise, near Chico. And this is always kind of the wind and the warmth that seems to cause a lot of problems for these wildfires that get started and kind of get out of control. I'm hoping it doesn't happen this year. It's really sad what happens when all the unfortunate conditions seem to happen. So we're crossing our fingers. No California wildfires this fall, please. It's really cool. I totally dig the vibe of the colors.
go see the goats up at Holdner Park. This is always a fun time. Unfortunately, I don't have any change to put in the machine to feed them, but we'll still see them. It's the whole clan. What's up, dudes? Give it a slurp. Give it a slurp. And the little ones too. Hey, the little guy. The littlest of the little guys. There you go. Oh yeah, there you go. No, I got nothing for you.